So how to stop the audio entirely? There must be a way to leave the audio. Okay, so I'll leave from the meeting altogether. So hope remote folks can hear me. So like I said, the idea is to make it accessible, and there's only even one student who doesn't understand Japanese, then I'm gonna speak in English, and there will be a survey about the language you can speak. So programming language and natural language later in this during this class. So later, please answer to this survey. And this is obviously the homepage of this lecture, and you can reach this page from ITCLMS or simply Googling just my name. My name is Kenjiro Taura. Lecture or something like that. And then, oh, no, this is another lecture. Okay, so it used to be a lecture list page. I don't know. Then, okay, it's okay. Programming languages. Oops, why this one keeps coming up? Okay, so then go this page and okay, so just remove the last part of the URL, and okay, here is the programming language course. So this is the page I have been showing. Okay, and so generally speaking, so I'm trying to prepare the written materials in English, and sometimes both in Japanese and English. And so for the homepage, there are two versions, both Japanese and English. So you can read whichever you prefer. And there will be a lot of in-class activities doing assignments. So please make sure you bring your own PC all weeks. And we are going to extensively use this Jupyter environment for programming exercises, but I'll come to this later. So this is the plan for today. So the other details I'll come back to later again. So this is the plan for today. So I'm going to spend something like 20 minutes or 25 minutes for a course introduction using this slide. And after that, so please answer to this survey. So basically a very brief survey about which programming language you have been exposed for before, or which natural language you prefer. And so hopefully you have some time playing with this exercise environment, a Jupyter environment, and work on these two notebooks I have already distributed. So again, details come later. And from some point, you are asked to share your answer in this spreadsheet, so you can see answers given by others. And finally, you're going to answer some wrap-up survey at the end of the class today. So do you have any questions so far? Okay, so let me get started with this course introduction and roadmap. So what are going to happen in this lecture? So let me do this in the presentation mode. Okay, so this course is the programming languages. So it's natural to get started with objectives of programming language. So why do we care, and why do we want to design new programming languages? So generally speaking, all the programming languages try to make it easy to learn. And another goal is to make it easy to get programs right. So rather than after going through iterations of many debugging activities, you want to make the programming languages so that programs written in that programming language tend to be correct in the first place. And also, of course, you want to make it run or execute fast. And finally, we want to make it safe. So this safety objective can be regarded as a part of this easy to get programs right. But by saying safety, so in the context of programming language, we more specifically mean in this language, certain disastrous accidents never happen. And here's the objectives of this particular specific course. So having these general objectives of programming language in mind, in this course, you are going to be exposed to how a different programming language approach these goals somewhat differently. So there are some trade-offs between these stated goals. So some languages weigh one thing more than the other. And to this end, we are going to cover such topics as types. So I guess many of you are already familiar with types in programming language, the integer type, floating point numbers, structures, and pointers, and so on. So different programming languages have different type systems. And different programming languages approach differently to code reusability. So generally speaking, programming languages try to make your code more reusable. So you write the same or similar piece of code only once, and the code runs for many different purposes. So these are generally called code reusability, which all the programming language more or less try to maximize. So more specifically, you are going to learn something called generic types or parametric types, or subtyping and inheritance and so on. So very familiar concept if you already know some object-oriented programming languages. And another topic, important topic, is memory management. The part of which is called garbage collection. But in some programming languages try to get rid of the need for a garbage collection while maintaining memory safety. So memory safety basically means, well, in this programming language, you can never write a program that accesses already reclaimed region of the memory. And performance. So which programming language perform better than the other? Well, not just as an artifact of a particular implementation, but something that stems from fundamental language design. So these things will be discussed. And at the end, you have some experiences building a simple compiler for simple programming language. And the main coursework, as the main coursework, you are going to choose a language from these four and do coursework in it. So these four programming languages are Go, Julia, OCaml, or Rust. So some of you may be already familiar with. So here's the course format. After a few weeks, we are going to group you guys, students. And each group will be 4 students. So each group will be a group of 4 students. And obviously each of the 4 students will be working on a different language. So each group is 4 students, one working on Go, one working on Julia, one working on OCaml, and the other on Rust. And both within the team and across teams, you guys will be discussing approaches to the above mentioned objectives of these programming languages. And you are generally, of course, expected to engage these discussions, so in group activities and other activities. So just to make a point that you are not just to, you are not expect to just to listen to talks and get assignments done. So being involved in these group activities will be an important part of this lecture. So here's the evaluation, or generally speaking, what kind of activities are main activities in this course. So there will be small coding-centric assignments. So write this program in the programming language you have chosen. So write this in Rust, write this in OCaml or whatever. So I'm going to issue a few. I'm going to issue such assignments a few times during the entire period of the lecture. And you are asked to. So actually, if you know something about the previous incarnation of this lecture, so this is actually a new part. So reflective essay. So you are asked to write every week until the end of the day of the lecture. So a short essay about what you have learned in this today's lecture. So I'll come to this later. And of course, like I said, participations, especially in group discussions. And there will be a final report. And the default assignment for the final report is to build a simple C compiler. And there will be no examination. Basically, the evaluation will be done by the collection of these activities. So let me say a few words about this reflective essay, which is pretty common in many classes, but actually new in this particular class. So every week, so you write a short reflective essay that expresses such things as so for what you have learned for this day. So the purpose of it is to sort of conceptualize or internalize experiences you have you have had for that day. And what the other thing you expect to express in this reflective essay is what came through your mind while listening to my talk or working on assignments. So whatever came through your mind. And somewhat more specifically, you also expect to write about how you worked on the exercise, how you conducted the exercises or assignment. So where you struggled, or okay, so whether these assignments are all easy to you, or when you are struggled, how you got help. So to talk to this friend, or and somewhat importantly, so how useful was ChatGPT. So if you ask the help from the ChatGPT, so include in these elements in your reflective essay. So I generally try to know. So your personal experiences or a personalized processes, the description of what you have been through personally. So rather than, okay, this is the code I asked you guys to write. So for today, first of all, like I said, you're gonna answer a survey on your programming language experiences and natural language preference. So you have some time to play with the Jupyter environment, which you're gonna use for essentially all the coding exercises. And for today, you're going to choose a particular language you prefer. So whichever language you wanna work with. So of course, doing all these exercises on all 4 languages is somewhat overwhelming and sometimes confusing. So you choose one particular language you prefer and write a few programs in it. So it's specifically there will be 2 notebooks already given to you. So which is PL00 intro and PL01 basics. So PL00 intro, well, contains no essential work. So just play with Jupyter. So the main thing is this PL01 basics, in which you asked to write a few very basic programs. So how to write a function, how to write recursive functions, how to define a new data type in the particular language you have chosen. And from some time on, you're going to share your answer with others. So these exercises are not meant to be challenging you. So they are basically all easy. Just to familiarize yourself with the particular language you have chosen. So I'm coming to the end of this slide deck. So you will be starting to work pretty soon. But so let me address this thing. So actually, so no professors can start their lectures without addressing this. So on the use of AI chat or ChatGPT. So I guess many of you are already familiar with ChatGPT. So how many of you have experiences in ChatGPT? Or no? So anybody has used ChatGPT at all? Oh, okay. So is it new to you? Okay, so that's fine. But okay. So let me say something about it. So okay. So ChatGPT is a very well. I think it's covered by so many news outlets and even TV news programs. So I think I thought many of you are already familiar with it. But so it's very smart chatbot. So it can answer many, well, not necessarily very basic, but certainly very basic questions, including coding problem. So actually, for many basic coding assignments I have issued, but especially in early weeks. ChatGPT can answer very quickly. So there are intensive discussions among faculties and professors about how to deal with this thing. So professors, so actually there's even a country who said, okay, this so in this country, students are not going to use it. So students are not allowed to use it because it's so powerful. But in this particular lecture, so I make it generally okay to use it for coding exercises and technical assignments. So if you have never played with ChatGPT, yeah, I indeed encourage you guys to play with it. So just Google ChatGPT, and here comes the homepage, and try ChatGPT, and you can ask whatever you want to ask. And so you are asked to log in, but so when you are in the you talk your students, the easiest way is to either click this one or this one. So I generally okay. So just log in with your Google account. So like this one. So I have to type in the password. Yeah, just like when you log into Gmail or Google Drive, yeah, you just authenticate yourself. For example, okay, so this is yeah how I just played with yesterday. So just instruct the ChatGPT write a function that takes a number x and return x plus one. So it's of course very trivial, but yeah, impressive is that okay. So in a matter of a few seconds or a dozen seconds, it answers these correct answers. So for somewhat more complicated programs, yeah, it can still answer or write programs. So well, I actually encourage you guys to play with it. And to that end, I make it okay to use it for coding exercises. But of course, do not. So you are not expected to use it for reflective essays. So reflective essays is about yourself. So what came through your mind, how you conducted exercises. So if you ask ChatGPT, then that's okay, as long as you write in your reflective essays. Okay, so I asked ChatGPT for this problem. But interesting part is, well, sometimes ChatGPT gives you some wrong or unnecessarily complicated answers. So this is an opportunity for you to fix it. So for you to be better than ChatGPT. So, but maybe you start wondering. So if ChatGPT is able to answer these basic coding questions, what is actually the point of you are doing these basic coding exercises? So, but basic coding exercise problems are still given for, well, first of all, fun. So learning a new programming language for many of you, I hope it is fun. But somewhat more seriously, so these basic coding exercises are necessary for learning main ideas and concepts behind language design. So otherwise, you don't know what you are actually talking about, right? So only the concept and abstract description of programming language. So the code is hopefully very reusable and the performance is hopefully very fast. Well, just talking about this abstract concept that does not sound very substantial, right? So by looking at specific coding examples, you have better idea about what we are actually talking about, right? And along the same way, these coding exercises are necessary for discussing implementation. So implementation is really about making these programs actually run, right? So we are going to talk about, for example, memory management and compilers and so on. So without knowing the surface of the programming language, it never makes sense to talk about how you implement them, right? So given that these basic exercises are prerequisite for learning those somewhat higher level concepts, so concepts and ideas and implementations, I generally think it's okay to not spend too much time on mastering, for example, a syntax of a particular programming language or a very peculiarity of a particular programming language. So the main takeaway about learning programming language or learning programming in general with ChatGPT is you don't have to be struggled by the minor errors or syntactic errors, right? So ChatGPT will fix your mistake very easily in many cases. So you instead focus on ideas and concepts and some somewhat more challenging topics such as memory management and compilers and so on. Okay, so I expect many of you have already played with it, but if you haven't, or actually you are encouraged to in this course. And along the same token, so for this year, I wish to have a special week on AlphaCode. So AlphaCode is AI for generating code from the description given in the natural language. So exactly like what I have shown. So write a program that does this and this. And then this AlphaCode generates the programs and doing exactly that. So this paper, so competition level code generation with AlphaCode, it is a paper that appeared in that was published in Science, exactly talking about the technology behind this AlphaCode. So if you okay, there must be a link. Okay, yes. So this is the paper. So if you are amazed or intrigued by this technology, so ChatGPT, then you are encouraged to get into this paper. And you can do the presentation on this paper or some newer, perhaps newer related paper and substitute final report with it. So final report is by default exercise building a compiler. But if you are more interested in this AI generating code, then you can do a presentation about this paper rather than working on building a compiler. Also, well, if you are sort of frightened to know that okay, so now AI is able to code uh, as well as perhaps ordinary humans, then yeah, you might be interested in this essay. So it's not a paper, but this is essay talking about so people's reactions against about the ChatGPT. So many people, for example, nowadays saying, okay, so this is the end of programmers. So this is the end of uh, very sort of naive. I mean, okay, so naive software engineering, software engineers. But this article, well, basically it is discussing. It's too early to tell, or it's well, at least for now, there are so many higher level things that only human can do. So basically, if you write down specification of the particular functions you want to ask ChatGPT to generate, then ChatGPT is very great at generating the correct code. But programming or software building is not as simple as just implementing whatever is the concise specification. So if you have been spending some years learning programming and trying to master a programming, then yeah, I think it's this article is sort of relieving. So ChatGPT is nowhere close to replacing human software engineers. Okay, so I think that's it for this slide deck. So yes, we want to move into the exercise. So like I said in the beginning, so when you have time, please answer this survey. And at the same time, so please start trying to access this Jupyter environment. So whose details are given in this page using a couple of video clips. So generally, the end goal is to get to a page like this. So after successful, so this is not exactly what it looks like to you, but you arrive at a page like this after going through the description given in this page. Okay, so let's have some time for you guys to work on this. So any questions so far? And if you have any question going through these instructions, so never hesitate to ask. And of course, you can ask either in Japanese or English. Okay, so let's have some time to do these things. So I actually forgot to release these two notebooks I mentioned. So PL, so what was that? So PL00 and PL01 basics. I have just done that a few minutes before. So now you should be able to get these notebooks and start working on them. はい。
今朝、2週登録したのまだ。
本当に直前って感じ？今日の朝もやったんだけど、じゃあ今ちょっともう一回やり直します。はい。はい、できたはずです。つい最近やった人も今できたはずです。LMS ね。はい。多分できました。 Okay. So looks like many of you, at least in the classroom, have already accessed the environment. But just in case you haven't, so this is how. Just go this page, and just go this page, and so in the first time you are asked to enter the username and password, and username looks like U23 something, and it is given in IT-ShareMS, and also password is given in the IT-ShareMS too. So, and after you access this page, go this NB Grader menu and access an assignment list. And then you should be able to see two assignments here. So released assignment under the released assignment. So you just click on to press the fetch button. That should have appeared until you actually fetch these. So after you fetch these, they appear in the downloaded assignments. So just click on this and click on this. The only thing maybe that the page doesn't explain is, because so when you start working on this PL01, you are supposed to choose the language you are working on. So for example, if you decide to work on this program in Julia, then you have to choose Julia here. So it is Python 3 default, just because I don't know which language you choose. So open this tab and choose whichever language you want to work in. So you have to do this every cell you have to type the code in. So it's sort of tedious, but don't forget to choose the language. I guess that's basically it. Oh, yeah. So it's not very important, but I just share the responses to this first survey. So if you want to take a look at, so if you want to take a look, just click on this. So this needs to, so you need to log in with Tokyo Google account. So g.ecc Tokyo HTTP. So many of you, yeah, obviously have experiences in Python and C, C++ too. But for other language, I guess many of you have just heard about the name. And for OCaml even, so many of you actually don't know their names. Yeah, some are true for Julia. Yeah, so the things you know about these language, yeah, they are all, yeah, of course it's not whether they are correct or wrong. So, but just take a look if you are interested. Okay, so that not big deal. So if you're interested in this, just take a look. Also, so let me try to be clear on this thing. So I guess so it's time to share the answers in this spreadsheet. So whenever you think you are done with a particular problem, just write your answer to this sheet. So this is a shared spreadsheet. So only the first one can write to it. And so, but well, these are our basic questions. So basic coding questions. So there's no point in spending too much time and scratching your head, figuring out what's wrong with this program. So after spending a few minutes, if you somehow struggle with any of these problems, just look at this spreadsheet and write answer to it. Well, actually, I'm afraid I forgot to make it editable. Yeah, so this is a very common mistake I will do. So, okay, so many, yeah, of you are just watching, and you're wondering why you cannot write to it. So yes. So now it's writable. I'm sorry. Sorry about that. I hope it's interesting to see. So despite these very simple problems, it's interesting. It's interesting to see, yes, right, syntactical difference. It's in different ways each language expresses these basic things. So functions and data types and so on. And so don't forget to put your name on it. So just like this. So please write your name before the program.
すみません。すみません。質問いいですか？
はい、どうぞどうぞ。
アンケートの結果を共有している、結果のページに、たどり着けないんですけど、
あ、そう。リンクをつくとどうなるっていう。
レスポンスのところを押すと、アンケートの、なんていうんですか、入力、回答するページに行くんですけど、
ここでレスポンスっていうの出てきません。
出てないんですけど、これ編集権が必要とかそういうことではないですか？リクエストエディットアクセスとかはあるんですけど。
それを出さなくてもいいようにしたつもりなんですけど、これじゃダメなのかいな。あれか、Google で、大学の Google アカウントで入ってます？
はい。ちょっと他の人がどうなってるのか知りたいんですけど。
他の人どうでしょう？これ見れた人います？誰も見れない。この、ここのレスポンスっていうところからたどれる。どなたでも見れた人ってか、または見れてないという人でも。ですか。やってみた。
こんな感じで。大丈夫。
いや、そっちじゃなくて、ホームページのこのアンケート。はい。これ見えなかった。どうしたら見えるようになるんでしょう、これ。このね、Excel を見せるようにしちゃうことはできると思うんですけど、いやなんかこれだけ見せたいんですよ、どっちかっていうと。どなたか指揮者います？ちょっと調べますので、お待ちをください。
はい。
はい、すみません。
試しに、Google、U 東京の Google アカウントいらなくしてみましたけど、どうでしょう。見れます？
自分はまだ見えないです。
なんですか。
Yeah, why not?
Oh, so sorry. I forgot to I forgot to unmute before making these concluding remarks. So remote folks cannot couldn't hear me. I'm sorry, but okay. So I was just saying, yeah, try to develop a coherent knowledge. So you cannot easily obtain by asking, keep asking small questions individually to ChatGPT. So this is what learning is actually all about. And the other thing I can make before concluding today was again, so there's a wrap-up survey. So please fill up this survey before before you leave or right after you leave. Anything else? So okay, so there are so many basic questions in this PL01 which ChatGPT can easily answer. But being close to the end, for example, there was a question about what I call the maximally balanced tree. Let me show you. So I don't think I have to show. So you are asked to make a maximally balanced tree of n nodes. And maximally balanced tree is either a totally perfectly balanced tree in which every node has left and right side of the same number of nodes, or the left side has one more node than the right one. So, for example, the maximally balanced tree of 10 nodes is okay. So you have the root node, and the left side has 5 nodes, and the right one has 4 nodes. And the same thing happens in each of left and right child. This is the definition of maximally balanced tree. And if you ask this question to ChatGPT, where is it? Okay, so it shows something like this. But by the way, this is Python. But you can ask it to write it in Julia or Camera or whatever. So it seems to be doing something that is far more complicated than necessary. So the correct answers should be much simpler than that. So I don't know whether this is a fundamental limitation or something you can ask in a slightly different way and get the right answer from the ChatGPT. But this easily happen. So do not expect too much from ChatGPT. So you are probably you are much smarter still, but it knows everything. So it knows Julia, OCaml, Rust, and whatever. So in a sense, it's a great tutor. It's a great personalized instructor for you. So just try to take advantage of it, but do not rely on it too much. Okay, and the final thing is, so please write a reflective essay every week. So I think that there's already assignment that is visible to you. So just from the list of assignment, and just find this reflective essay or furikaeri. Yeah, say what I asked you guys to write. So what came through your mind while working on the exercises or listening to my talk? Okay, so I think that's it for today. So if you have any question. Okay, so let's get it done for today.